there, it's Mary from stampingmary.stampinup.net. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is day 5 of my 7 days of Sale-A-Bration videos. 7 days of projects coming out, each featuring an item or product from the Sale-A-Bration promotion. The Sale-A-Bration promotion runs until the end of February 2023, and with a qualifying purchase you can gain a free item from our Sale-A-Bration promotion. I'm using In the Country today. This is a great stamp set, great for watercolouring, blending, watercolour pencils, anything you like really. It's on page 12. There it is right there. It's just 2 stamps, no sentiment at all, but such a pretty, like a really pretty stamp set that you can use in so many different ways, I think. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the products that I used in conjunction with the In the Country. So I've actually used one of our craft note cards and envelopes. Now these are at the back of our main catalogue. If you have a look at page 137, you'll see the craft note cards and envelopes. They come with the 20 cards and envelopes and a fabulous box as well, which you have to actually make up the box when it comes, but it's really easy to make up. This makes a great gift set. So I mean, I haven't done all my cards yet, as you can see, but it's a great gift if you wanted to make up all these cards for someone. I have kept this one simple, so it could be for any occasion really, but it's just another product in our catalogue. And I'm using a second item from the Sale-A-Bration promotion, and it's the Dandy Design 12 by 12 stack of paper. It's on page 14, 48 sheets of designer series paper. This is an absolute fabulous item that's free with a qualifying purchase. For scrapbookers out there, that'll keep you going for ages. Anyway, let me show you how I made this card. We're going to do a little bit of watercolouring, nothing fancy, just a little bit of watercolouring. The background here is a piece of the Dandy Designer Series paper, and I've used the Scallop Contours dies to cut that one out. And this circle that I've cut out here from the watercolouring is from the Stylish Shapes dies, but I've put a link to the products in the description bar below. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of water on, stamp it first. So I've got a piece of shimmer paper, which is watercolour friendly. You can use our fluid watercolour paper as well if you like. That works even better. So I've got the large stamp ready to go, and I'm going to stamp with Stays On. Stays On is what we use when we're watercolouring. Memento won't work. You've got to have the Stays On. So ink that up nicely, and plenty of ink on there. Let's just, with our watercolour paper, apply a little bit of pressure because it's a lot of imagery on this stamp set. And there we are. That's good. I'm just going to bring in my spritzer and pop some water over the top of that one. Not too much so it's soaking or anything like that, but just enough to get it wet. We can always put a bit more down. So just a couple of sprays. Right. And now I'm going to bring in, I'm using 3 colours: Garden Green, Mossy Meadow, Crumb Cake, and Balmy Blue. So I'm going to start with the sky. So I'm just squeezing the lid to get a bit of ink out there. And I'm going to use one of my water painters. I'll use, there's 3 different sizes here. I'll use the one that's a little bit wider, middle size. And I'm just going to put down a little bit of colour here. I squeezed a bit out. See, I shouldn't have got that quite so dark there. I'll try and blend that out. So I've made my colours a little bit too dark in the blue sky, but that's okay. As they dry, they actually lighten up, so it's not too bad. So all I'm doing is just coming around the top here, because we're going to be cutting this out, so I won't be using all of the imagery for this card. So there's my blue sky, a little bit blue, a little bit dark, but that's okay. Like I say, it does lighten up, so it's a little paper towel here to dry off my brush. And with the same brush, I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow this time. Get out of the way. And, oops, Need a little bit more ink there, I think. So I'm just squeezing the lid. You can also pour from your refill bottle as well if you wanted to. So I'm just going to put it, I've just squeezed the tip of my water painter to put a little bit more water down there because I don't want this too dark. So all I'm doing is going over that, this where the fence posts are, if you like. I'm not worried about the colours running in together because, hey, it's not exact watercolouring, okay? It's fun watercolouring. All right, that's enough with the Mossy Meadow. Oh, actually, I might put a little bit of Mossy Meadow over here too. Just a little bit, not too much. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in, let's clean that off. I've made the mistake of not cleaning my brushes off before. So now, whilst I know that's not yet dry, I'm going to bring in my garden green. And you're going to use the garden green for that, the trees in the background there. So just up here. And you can see I'm not doing anything terribly exciting there. It's just colouring in those trees. I'm not doing a great, I'm not trying to, you know, stay within the lines or anything like that. And I'm going to squeeze a little bit more water down here because it's getting a bit dry. With that same colour, I want to go a little bit lighter. And you might not be able to see in this, but it will lighten up as it dries. So that garden green against the Mossy Meadow is actually really quite pretty, especially when it's a little bit lighter. So just squeeze a little bit of water out of my water painter there, just to come in a bit lighter for a bit more texture. Okay. Right. And last but not least, we're going to use crumb cake colour through the middle. Squeeze that out. Oh, I think I might need to ink this one. Still not enough. Here we go. So, okay. Let's put a little bit, whoops, it's a little bit too much water. That's okay. So if you want this to dry in a hurry, grab your heat tool to dry it off. Go. Oh, a little bit darker up there. So it might be looking like I've got all one colour on there. I can see from where I am that it's definitely not. But when it dries, it will definitely dry lighter and you'll be able to see the definition of the different colours. So we're not going to wait around for that to dry. I've got one that I did earlier. So this is the one I've done earlier. I've already gone ahead and cut it out. So you can see I did it pretty much the same as this one, and it's dried. I dried a lot lighter, which I really like. But you know, it depends on the depth that you want to go. So that's the finished product. Pop that to one side, and I'll show you how I put the card together. Very simple. So like I said, I'm keeping it nice and simple with the with no sentiment on here. So I'm using a piece. This is also a new ribbon. It's in the mini catalogue, which is out at the moment. So it is the Real Red and Burlap ribbon. Gorgeous ribbon. So the mini catalogue runs through to the end of April. So I'm just making a little bit of a faux ribbon here, faux pretend bow. If I could just get my fingers to work properly, there we go. So that's going to go straight on there. Bring in my, might make it a bit bigger. Put a little staple in there. Just got to grab my tape. So put some adhesive down to secure that bow and on an angle. And I'll just cut the imagery will go right there, the stamped imagery. Dimensionals on the back to hold it all together. Like I said, you can use your shimmer paper or you can use your fluid watercolor paper, whatever you prefer. Each will work absolutely perfectly. Get those dimensionals off. I like the colour of this designer series paper. It's got a little bit of Granny Apple Green and Coastal Cabana. I like it against the craft note cards. And they are just note card size. They're only a small size card. They're not full size. I've used my, these are the, what are they called? Get it right here. These are the brushed metallic adhesive backed dots. So 3 different colours of the brushed metallic. I've gone with that the last one there. So I'll just use a couple of those. Just to give it a little bit of, you know, another couple of points of interest. And you can either go directly on here flat, but I think this card deserves to be raised up. So dimensionals it is on the back. Oops. Nearly there, nearly finished. Even you could even use the back of that paper, but I do like the diagonal, sorry, the patterns on this one. And there you have it. Easy, simple card to make using the Country Home stamp set, which is free with a qualifying purchase. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me at stampingmary@gmail.com. Or if you would like to make a purchase from my Stampin' Up store, just click any of the items in the description bar below. Once again, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye!